Hi and welcome to Mancave Projects. So in this video I'm going to show you the refractory concrete mix that I use to build pizza ovens. Okay, so over the past 7 or 8 years I've built 22 large pizza ovens with a concrete construction and about 12 tabletop ovens, which are just basically a smaller version. Over that time, I started off with a really good refractory concrete mix, but I've tweaked it in order to produce obviously a much stronger mix and also better thermal properties. So the recipe I'm going to show you today, I've been probably making for about 4 years, and it's fantastic for me. Of all those ovens, every single one is still standing and still going strong. Right, so this is the type of oven we're talking about. This was actually the very first oven that I built. There is a build video series on my other channel, which is Damalat Spices. So that's a cookery channel. Should really be on this channel, but I didn't start this channel till after we built this one. Again, this has been going strong ever since. I've tried to destroy this on many occasions, just doing different experiments, just to see how obviously how robust the concrete mix is. So this is the very first recipe that I did for the concrete. I have tweaked it since then, but as I say, this is still going strong. It has cracked, but nothing's fell from the roof, and I must have had 300 fires in here now. Okay, so these are the materials that I'm going to be using to make the refractory concrete mix. I'll go through those in a second. And this is the project we're doing today. So this is my tabletop pizza oven mold, which I made quite some time ago, and it's sat on top of a vibrating, sort of a homemade vibrating table. There is a video on how to make this table. This frame running around is basically just a temporary frame because I'm also going to be making a pizza oven base to fit that pizza oven in, which is covered up. I might uncover that later to show you that in the video. Yeah, so that's what we're filling today. I'll just go through the materials now. Right, so the materials that we're going to be using today, and I will put a full recipe and quantities at the end of the video in a recipe card, and I'll do it in a format where you can freeze the video, screenshot the recipe card and then download it if you want to. So the first product is sharp sand or wash river sand. Don't use building sand for this, it's too soft. Then we're looking at high calcium aluminate cement. So when I talk about cement, I'm talking about this grey powder. I know in America the terminology is slightly different, and cement can include sand as well, but this is just pure cement. The cheapest way I've found of buying high calcium aluminate cement is this extra rapid cement. If it's marketed to pizza oven build, this would be double or triple the price. We've got some hydrated lime. Now the cement's quite dangerous to handle, but this is very dangerous to handle, so make sure you've got appropriate PPE to handle this. We've then got fire clay. So this is a fine fire clay. And then vermiculite, again a fine vermiculite. And if you're not sure what vermiculite looks like, and that's it, very light material. We're going to be measuring everything in parts, so not by weight, because of obviously the vermiculite is very light. So I'm going to be measuring that. So the recipe video at the end will give you parts. So for example, 2 parts of one part of another. It doesn't matter what size bucket you use, as long as obviously you use the same bucket to measure each of the materials out in. The first thing I like to put in is the vermiculite. Because it's so light, if we leave the vermiculite till the last and then try and mix it in, it just tends to stay on the top, whereas if we place it into the bottom, the heavy sand, the clay and the cement actually takes its place at the bottom. It just seems to mix a lot better. And then goes the sand. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to mix those two products together. Right, the fire clay, and again, got to mix that in. Okay, the cement's in there. Again, I'm going to mix that in. And then finally the lime. So this lime has been stood for a while. So I'm just going to carefully sieve this out. Right, so I'm now going to transfer this mix into a second bucket just to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed right at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this in two halves, for the simple reason that we've got some quite narrow holes to put the concrete in. I have made a sort of a makeshift funnel which goes in there, but if you've never used rapid set cement before, then it goes off really quick. So my advice is, if you've never worked with it before, then mix whatever your quantity is in two halves. Right, so I'm going to actually be mixing this quite wet in order to get it into that mould. You just want to add a little bit of water at a time. Right, so that's our mould filled. If you're wondering what all that water is in the base of the mould there, we've just had torrential rain and the garden is absolutely flooded. The things I do for this YouTube channel, and I had all of the tools out of the shed as well because I needed to get the vermiculite and cement out. Right, so what I'm going to do now, apart from try and dry off, is I'm going to start the vibrating table. I've had it on for a little bit. This frame hasn't lasted. It needs I'm glad we did this now, because I would hate to have concrete in this frame and it come away like it has done, so I'm going to have to drill that in somehow. So let's turn on the vibrating table and we'll vibrate this for about 5 minutes. It wouldn't be possible to do this kind of fill for this mould if we didn't have the vibrating table. I'll put a link to the making of the vibrating table in the either at the end of the video or in the description below. Right, so there you go, that's the refractory concrete mix done. I'm going to go in and get dry in a minute. I'm absolutely soaked through. If there is enough demand for this type of video, obviously these pizza ovens take a long time to do, and also obviously setting up the filming. But if there's enough interest in this video, I'll start to do a series on the pizza ovens. I've got another, I didn't video making the fiberglass mould because I really didn't know what I was doing. But I've got a second mould to make for the large pizza ovens. And I'll also show how I go about constructing the tabletop pizza ovens as well. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.